If you want to become a very successful FedEx service partner, there are some hacks that I want to share with you in today's conversation. As an owner-operator, those will help you actually double or triple your revenue with FedEx within 5 years, okay? So first thing you need to understand is that you need to have some cash. This is very important. You will need a mountain of money. We're talking about you having between $50,000 all the way to $150,000. Why? Now, FedEx is not requiring you to actually keep cash reserves, but the thing is that you are going to have opportunities and that you might need some cash to actually seize those opportunities. The thing is that FedEx sometimes will assign new routes in your area to you if you are competitive. When we talk about being competitive, you can show your competitiveness by investing in your FedEx service partner business. Remember, as a FedEx service partner, you're not a FedEx employee. You are working like you have a relationship, like a one-on-one relationship with FedEx, where they actually direct loads your way, and you actually take care of those loads. Okay. Now, if you have money, if you're able to manage your business finances properly, FedEx will be more likely to assign new routes to you when they are available locally, because again, FedEx wants to make sure that only the financially stable owner-operators are able to be assigned to new routes. What we also see here is that when we talk about the money, why do you need the money in the first place? You might need also the cash to invest in your FedEx owner-operator, like service partner business, to actually get a new fleet of cars. If you manage a team, if you manage several drivers, you might need to actually hire more drivers, and that's payroll. There goes payroll. You also have to make sure that you maintain a certain office. In some cases, depending on the number of routes that FedEx assigns to you, you might need to have an office. You might need to have an assistant. This person can be a virtual assistant, or it can be a regular person, like a person that goes to an office. So the possibilities are there. So the bottom line here is consider your FedEx service partner relationship as a real business. It doesn't matter if you are an owner operator, or you manage a fleet of drivers, a group of drivers. You still are managing a business, and it's important, therefore, to have some cash. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have a quick convo with you about FedEx service partner owner operator. We are sharing with you a few tips and tricks. If you are a FedEx service partner, you want to pay attention to your credit. Your FICO score is quite essential. The funny thing is, people believe, well, I'm not applying for a loan or whatever. You need to have you need to have at least a fair credit score. The thing is that FedEx, they pay attention not only to how their owner operators are handling the routes they assign to them, but they also pay attention to the financial stability of their service partners. Now, FedEx is not going to do a hard pull on you. Sometimes they do periodically. They do soft pulls, and this is part of I would say, random background investigation or background search that they do. And part of that, they actually check everything. They see your criminal records, if you have some. They look at your, they check into bankruptcy records. They actually do a lot of search, and there is an entire department that handles the FedEx service partners, and that department does that kind of due diligence. And part of that is checking the credit rating of federal service partners. Now, one thing I want to say is that not federal, FedEx. The thing is that if you are a new service partner, you are more scrutinized than if you were with FedEx for a while now. And especially if they have to assign a very competitive route to you, if they have to assign it to you, then they want to make sure that you have good credit, because they know that you will need to invest in the business. You will need to actually get loans and lines of credit to expand the business, that you might need good credit to actually get those loans. So that's why FedEx really cares about the credit ratings of its service partner. So if you're currently listening to me, you want to start paying attention to your credit score. If you don't know your credit score, you want to really check it out, because this is important. This is going to affect your ability to be assigned new routes. Remember, as a FedEx service partner, you make money. You actually increase your profits if you are assigned new routes. and you get more loads. Okay, this is important to look at it that way. So check your credit. There is a website called annualcreditreport.com. It gives you the ability to check your credit for free, so you have a clear idea where you stand in terms of your FICO score with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the 3 credit bureaus. So this is really important. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about FedEx service partner, owner operator. I'm sharing with you a few tips and tricks to actually double your revenue or even triple your revenue. If you want to be a successful FedEx service partner, you got to really pay attention to your relationships. When we talk about relationships, we're talking about several kinds of relationships. Relationships socially, relationships privately, and relationships with your potential customers. This is important. I mean, relationships of families play an important role. If you want to become a successful FedEx service partner. Let's first talk about the relationships socially. You need to understand, as a FedEx service partner, you are known in the community. Like you are known in the communities that you actually serve, because FedEx will assign routes to you, and you're gonna have to drive those you're gonna have to serve those routes. So all customers along those routes, you're gonna have to familiarize yourself with them. I'm talking about knowing them by first name, last name, because see, the thing is, FedEx customers tend to be long-term customers, and they tend to be repeat customers. So anything they order through FedEx, you might be the one to deliver that. Okay, so it's important, therefore, to cultivate great relationships socially. Okay, you want to look at your reputation. It's important. And when we talk about relationships, personally, make sure that you take care of your family. You can be single or married, whatever, but the thing is that with FedEx, sometimes based on the routes they assign to you, you might have very difficult FedEx routes, and some routes might actually compel you to drive on weekends, might compel you to deliver loads in very odd hours. Let's say during the wee hours of the day, early in the morning or late at night, depending again upon the routes, whether it is a first mile, middle mile, or last mile. It really depends. So it's important, therefore, to think about your family and think about that, and also think about your social, your relationships with your customers. Those are quintessential. Again, if you want to be a successful FedEx service partner, owner operator in the long run, you have to really take care of relationships. Very, very, very quintessential. The next thing you want to think about, if you want to be a FedEx service partner, owner operator, a very successful one at that, you want to actually surround yourself with some professionals. So we're talking about having accounting, legal, and business advisors. See, the thing is that a lot of regular, I would say, entry-level FedEx service partners, partner owners, owner operators, they think, you just get assigned routes. FedEx calls you, you go through the app, you just deliver the loads that you pick up, and that's it. But those very successful service partner, owner operators, they know they are running a business. So if you run a business, you have to surround yourself with people who understand how to run a business. Again, at least the operational side of running a business. Obviously, you're going to be on the road, yes, and taking care of the routes that you have been assigned to. Okay, not a problem. But what if you had a team of drivers? What if you had a fleet of pickup trucks or vans or whatever? You're going to have to run a business, and you probably may not be at the wheel anymore. You're going to have to manage a team. You're going to have to manage a business. So that's why you need to have a clear understanding of accounting. You need to have a clear understanding of your legal risks, because when you run a business, remember, FedEx just has a relationship with you as a partner, as an owner operator, but you don't work for FedEx, nor is FedEx actually legally entitled, legally, let's say, bound to cover you if there is a problem. So you need to cover yourself legally speaking, which means you might need to actually have an attorney on retainer to kind of give you, I would say, sporadic advice on a very important business decisions. You also want to surround yourself with business advisors. We're talking about folks who have experience in things like branding, marketing, communication. Sometimes you want to think about operational efficiency. Again, it depends on the size of your FedEx service partner business. But if you have a larger one, then you might need some people to kind of advise you. So think about that. Boss, I want to quickly remind you once again of today's topic. We're having a conversation about FedEx service partner, owner, operator, and we're sharing you a few tips and tricks here to actually double, triple, even quadruple your revenue. If you want to be successful as a FedEx owner operator, especially if you are a service partner, you got to take care of your health. Oh yeah, you got to take care of your health. The thing is that a lot of folks believe, you don't need to take care of your health because blah, blah, blah. You need to take care of your health because this is a long-term game. Okay, it is a long-term game. So you have to think about, you need to have good health, stable health. Stable health conditions are really, 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 important. And because, again, when you assign routes, first of all, routes are very competitive. FedEx routes are very competitive. And if you are lucky to be assigned a route, you want to take care of it take care of it as thoroughly and properly as possible. And you can't really, you can't handle a FedEx route if you're not healthy. And when we talk about healthy, I'm not asking you to go to the gym 7 days a week or whatever. No, I'm just telling you, you want to have a program, you want to have a routine that allows you to actually operate at a very high level of energy. Okay. It's all about working, of course. And first of all, you're not going to work 8 hours. If you are assigned a FedEx 1, 2, 3, or 4, or even more FedEx routes as a service partner, you're not going to work 8 hours. If you after a few years, you will earn the right to work from 9 to 5. Actually, even at that point, it wouldn't be 9 to 5. It will be a combo of, but you get the point. The thing is, when you start, you have to be ready to work long hours, and those long hours will take a toll on your health. It's up to you to have a clear idea how you are going to manage your biology and your physiology. Okay. And it's all about, taking occasional breaks. If you're driving for 8 hours, don't drive for 8 hours straight. You want to take breaks. You can take breaks every 3 hours. That's what we tell our business clients. We tell our business clients to take a quick nap, like a 30 minute, not 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes power naps every 3 hours. This is how you actually re-energize yourself. Because see, this is a long-term game. We're not talking about a sprint here. Okay. As a FedEx service partner, owner, operator, you are in this for the long haul. Literally, you are going to haul you're going to haul loads for FedEx for the long haul. So really manage your health. Another thing you need to think about if you are trying to be a successful FedEx service partner or owner operator is to be prepared for a long-term financial commitment. See, the thing is, when you are in a business relationship with FedEx, you can't just think about 1 year. Remember, FedEx was here before maybe you were born, and they might be here after you are gone. So it's a long-term game. The company has been around for decades. So if you are lucky to work with them, make sure that you're taking care of your finances. I started telling you at the beginning of this show that you will need some money. You need a decent amount of money to actually sustain and build and grow your FedEx service partner program, because FedEx will assign you routes, but it's up to you to manage those routes properly so they can assign you more routes as they become available, especially if you are in a competitive geography like LA, California or New York. Even New York, we're talking about NYC, New York City, the tri-state area, or in LA, like the LA area, LA County. You're talking about San Francisco, like those top cities, Chicago, Austin, like those top cities. When you are assigned those very competitive routes, FedEx is expecting you to actually be in it for the long term. And you can't be in it for the long term if you haven't taken care of your finances. That's why there is a strong long-term financial commitment whereby FedEx is relying on you to serve its clients, and also they will rely on you to pay you handsomely. They will pay you handsomely. So this is how you start actually building and growing and scaling your. You can scale. In other words, you can expand drastically your FedEx service partner program or partner business. And this is even better when you have a fleet of cars, of vans, because when you start with one van and you drive it, that's fine. But there are only 24 hours in the day and you're only one person. You're going to sleep. You're going to take care of family. You're going to travel for leisure or whatever. So you can't really work that much. But when you start hiring other drivers, you are able to duplicate your operational capacity. That's where the juice is really at. That's where you start making money. That's where you really see that there is a lot of potential in being a FedEx service partner owner operator. Now, if you want to be a successful FedEx service partner owner operator, you need to be really patient. Okay. And when I'm talking about patience, I'm not talking about just patience like in the word. No, patience with FedEx. You are going to need lots of patience with FedEx and patience with customers. Those are two constituencies that are critical for your success in the long run. Let me explain things to you a little bit about how it's important to be patient with FedEx. First of all, you are one of several thousands of service partners in the country. FedEx is constantly assigning and reassigning routes to its service partners. So the patience comes from the fact that you can be assigned a route today, and if after 3 months they realize you're not really handling well or something is happening, whatever, they can take that route away from you and reassign that route to another service partner. This is where you have to be patient. That's number one. Number two, they might promise you a route, like a new route, very soon. They might say, yeah, just wait a minute, we'll just open a new route in 3 months or 6 months and we'll assign it to you. And sometimes you may never hear from them. And it's not like they forget you. They just don't care. They do care, but you are one service partner among many thousands. So again, the thing is that FedEx is trying to really handle its relationship with its service partners while also handling its relationship with customers, because customers are the one who are paying, and customers are why we're having this whole conversation, right? FedEx is getting money from the customers and they're paying you with that money, part of it. So you got to be really patient. You also got to be patient with customers themselves. For example, when you deliver loads and the customer is not around, or some customers are not really polite, you got to be patient. You got to really breathe, okay? Because it's a job that can be it can be tedious at times, but it is rewarding financially. If you're able to survive the first 2 years, that's where you need to survive. If you are able to survive the first 2 years, you are good to go as a very successful FedEx service partner. Okay, so be gentle, be polite. Whatever they say, whatever customers say, remember, customers is king or queen, as they say, and that's true. For FedEx, that's really, really important. Remember, when you think about another biggie such as Amazon, they even tell you they are customer centric. They focus everything on the customer. So be very patient. Be patient with yourself too. I mean, in terms of the pace at which you grow your FedEx service partner program, sometimes it might be slow, sometimes it might be fast. It really depends on the geography you're in. It depends on it depends on a lot of things. So you got to be patient with yourself and trust the program. Trust the program that if you do the right thing and if you have a healthy routine and you are consistent at it, you too will be making it. So that's it. Here's a recap. I'm very happy to have shared with you a few tips and tricks that we have learned over the years, and that really make successful FedEx service partners. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.